Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Little Bit of Potato. Thank you to everyone who offered an opinion on the whole bridge/tunnel situation. And all that I can say is that there was a variety of opinions expressed in the comments of the last video. A lot of people saying, you know what, we shouldn't abandon these tunnels altogether. You know, they still deserve to be kept around for some reason. So I think what we're gonna try and do, is we're actually gonna try and keep the tunnels. We might actually increase the number of tunnels by 1, right? So we end up with 3 tunnels, and the 3 tunnels are going to be very, 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 very one-directional. So we're only gonna have 3 tunnels that run in this direction, so they will run towards Industry Grad. And then I think that we might be able to put together a big old bridge. We might need to redraw this bridge slightly, but if we put together this bridge to run on the way back, then that means that we can put a couple of signals along here, and then that will all work totally fine. Also, speaking of signals and whatnot, we want to see if we can try and get some upgraded track. Now, I'm not entirely sure if we want to go all the way to electrified railway. I know a lot of people are big fans of electrified railway, and, you know, don't get me wrong, I like electrified railway too. In fact, you know, half of our network, the network that runs from Industry Grad down to Shipsky and Doksky, that's all electrified as well. This whole area is electrified, actually. However, I kind of like having a fuel, you know, network, a fuel rail network. I think it's kind of nice. Either way, what I'm basically saying is that regardless of if we get it upgraded to electrified railway, we should at least upgrade it to concrete railway. So that means that we can actually start utilizing higher speed trains, which is quite nice. Because we've got... Oh, we're actually just about to finish up a DR Class 100. The DR Class 100, I don't actually know what the top speed is, but it's definitely not anywhere near 150 kilometers an hour. So we're going to buy a blueprint for a brand new train, probably a prototype train, maybe a modded train. And we will try our very best to get some really, really high-speed trains rolled out onto the rail network. So yes, that's what we're going to be doing over the course of this episode. Also, of course, how could I forget to mention the fantastic progress that we're making with regards to the steel framing of the Palace of Soviet? So that's going really, really well. We're about to finish off the framing. I still don't actually understand why the loads of steel are being delivered in weird little chunks. Yep, for the eagle-eyed of you out there, you'd have seen that it's only loaded 13% of steel onto the back of the truck. I don't know why that is. As far as I'm concerned, the truck should be loading up with 100% of steel and not splitting the loads across a whole bunch of trucks. But I mean, look, that doesn't particularly matter. I'm sure we're gonna get the steel delivered at some point, and we'll just wait until that happens, and then we're gonna be able to progress on with the next stage. But until that happens, it's probably prudent to just, you know, work on our delivery network so that we're getting the resources as fast as we possibly can. Okay, so let's redraw this bridge a little bit. Mostly it's fine. Mostly it's totally fine. We want to go with the most expensive bridge type, by the way, because that's what we're after here. We need to try our very best to bridge over this track here. Other infrastructure's in the way. Is that just the road? Is that literally just the road which is in the way here? Because if that's the case, then we can fix that up reasonably easily. I don't even know if that's an important connection. I don't think it is, but that's fine. Alright, so just ditch that, and then, yeah, we will try and get a super fast bridge, or as fast a bridge as possible. And we're going to basically make it go from this side of the track to the other side of the track, primarily because it's pretty important. It's pretty important that it starts on this side so that we have no interference, no crossing over, because we want as fast a network as possible. Right. Okay, so just start here. I kind of want to angle it up and over, but that presents with it its own set of problems. We need to get it anchored to this connection that we've got over there. In saying that, though, we're probably going to have to go at an angle, and it's quite difficult to cross It's quite difficult to cross track at an angle with a bridge. So I'm thinking that maybe we just try and go straight over here. We try and increase the elevation as much as we possibly can. Oh, goodness gracious me. How is this so darn difficult? Am I just failing to connect this up for some obscure reason? I mean, there we go. Look, that's a decent starter. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if that works. We're gonna need to be very, very careful about the connections, but maybe, just maybe, this will be okay. Can't build due to infrastructure below. Ah, so okay. I have a funny feeling that this tunnel is gonna count as infrastructure below, isn't it? Yeah, I think it absolutely is. Okay, there's no way that this is going to connect. Oh, goodness gracious me. Slideshow occurring in front of our very eyes. Yeah, so we've got to either redo the bridge, which I don't necessarily mind doing, to be honest, because it's pretty easy to do. It's pretty easy to do. Basically, we're just going to, I think, drag it to the other side of the tunnels. Okay, there we go. That's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. So I think we just do something like this. So we basically just shift the bridge. We shift the bridge to the other side of the tunnel network because you can't build over the top of tunnels for some, I mean, pretty obscure reason, but that's fine. Please endure the slideshow for just a second. Unfortunately, there is no alternative. Also, this has got the added benefit. This is actually a pretty big benefit for us because also that basically just bottoms out the bridge over there. Cool. Either way, we still create this absolutely wonderful structure. And in fact, I think I actually like this bridge a little bit better. Yeah. Either way, this has got a pretty big benefit for us, which I will elaborate on in just a second. It means that we can actually, hopefully, put the bridge on this side, which means that we can utilize this little crossover bridge, which I'm actually quite proud of. I actually like the way that it looks. So, I would very much like to use that. Okay, now, are we going to be able to get the elevation here? Okay, this is not good. We're going to be able to get the elevation. We're going to need to do a little bit of bridge right there. And all the way down. Can we sink down to the bottom, please? Yep, just keep on lowering the bridge right down to the bottom. Absolutely exceptional. I think that is basically connected to the bottom. That is basically connected to the bottom. Cool. All right, so just like that, we've got the return leg. We've got the return leg of our network. That's very, very cool indeed. Just one quick little question, video game. Did I doof this up? I think I doofed this up. I think it needs to be a different type of... bridge? Or does it need to be a different type of bridge? Have I just cursed this entire process? Maybe it doesn't need to be a different type of bridge. Maybe I had it right. It just looks a little bit funky. You know what I mean? It just looks a little bit weird without these, whatever it is, the trusses. Yeah. Okay, well, either way, that's looking pretty darn good. That's actually going to save a little bit of money, I think. I think it's going to be a little bit cheaper. But that's fine. Okay, so we get that in there. The great thing about bridges, by the way, I should have clarified this at the very start, is that we can actually put signals in the bridges. There was a couple of suggestions, by the way, that I can put signals in the tunnels. I mean, I think that this is still a little bit of a... Excuse me? There we go. A little bit of a misnomer. There was a suggestion if I go into first-person modes that I can put some signals down. It's pitch black in here. It's absolutely pitch black in here, and unfortunately, I don't think it's possible under any circumstances to put signals in the tunnels. As much as I deeply wish that was a thing that we could do, unfortunately, it's just not. Either way, that bridge situation will hopefully rectify things. There's still a little bit of a tailback over here. Don't worry about it. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna build another tunnel. That's right. So, yes, again, the slideshow. This game really was not made for thinking about all of the shenanigans that we have pulled on it over the course of this series. I mean, this is an absolutely monstrous amount of work that has gone into this. Oh my goodness, I can't even. Tunnel is above terrain at some stage. Oh, come on, video game. Oh, this is This is pretty abysmal, actually. Okay, I can't hold that any further. I can't hold that any longer. Okay. See, here's the thing. Let me see if I can try and zoom out as far as I can. And then hold it up there. Bring it down here. And then zoom in over here. And, oh. Oh. We're working. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it, folks. Yeah, you clearly, video game, weren't thinking about these shenanigans. Okay, we need to shift right. Shift right. Believe you me, folks, it's almost worse for me. Okay, shift left now. Oh, my giddy aunt. Okay, shift left. Shift left a little bit, please. Okay, it's going green here. It's going green here, which is good. However, okay, I'm just going to leave it there. How close does that get us? I mean, it's not far off, actually. Are we able to connect this up here? We're actually able to connect this up. You need a free construction depot / office thing. I can just about deal with that. Okay, so that's going to cost me 9 million. So that tunnel in and of itself costs like, what, 4 million? That tunnel costs 4 million. The bridge costs 5 million. It's almost like the bridge is just superior in every single way. But, you know, there is... I really want to get... I really, really, really want to get, like, 3 tunnels lining up pretty perfectly. Like, 3 tunnels next to each other. I think that would be really, really nice. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build the bridge. We're going to, you know, just make an investment right there. We're just going to do it. Also, let me go and see if I can buy a brand new train blueprint, because we need to stop manufacturing this old piece of garbage if I'm not going to use it anymore. Right, let's get the fastest locomotive in the West. The fastest diesel locomotive in the West. Also, the great thing about using diesel locomotives is it means that we can actually use the Kestrel. Now, there is another, I think it's in motor wagons. Yes, this is it. So this is a rocket-powered train. Unfortunately, we're not actually transporting passengers along that route. However, in saying that, how cool would it be to put some rocket-powered trains on our steel delivery route? I think that would be pretty fantastic. You can see the rockets very, very small there, but yeah, we'll definitely get that. We'll definitely start building those at some point. However, for now, let's just get the experimental British Kestrel train locomotive thing. I don't really know, but let's build it because it goes at 150 kilometers an hour anyway. And yeah, it's cool. All right, so we'll start rolling that out. That is going to become like the standard thing. Let's very, very quickly let the whole game finish up this construction process. We'll do the signals in just a second. We don't need to worry about it too much for this moment in time. But we will let that finish building. And as soon as our cash stops dropping, we will have done it. Tell you what, though, we have got a lot of stuff to build, and this is it's not really gonna clean me out, but it'll deplete the reserves, that's for sure. Okay, I'm basically hoping that at the end of this construction process, we should be able to maybe get the game to zone a tunnel in a slightly less laggy fashion. There we go. I think that's all of our tunnel sections. All of our tunnel sections, all of our bridge sections. Cool. All right. Let's pause. Let's try again. Let's zoom out. And let's try and get all the way over here without too much hassle. Oh, we're close. We're close. We're close. We're close. Okay. This is what my gamer training has prepared me for. Oh, it's so close. You want to line up? You want to line up? You just want to run parallel, please? You want to run parallel? Terrain is above the terrain at some stage? Oh, come on. It's not above the terrain. What are you talking about? It's an impossibility, apparently. Alright, I gotta try zooming in. I gotta try zooming in to get a closer look to see if we can try and get the three parallel tunnels. Oh no, I bumped it too big. Where'd the tunnels go? Where'd the tunnels go? Oh, I've lost sight of them. They're hidden behind the bridge. Okay, I gotta zoom in. I gotta zoom in more, but bloomin' heck, this is just about the edge of my tolerance. We're just gonna have to end up with a series of tunnels which are a little bit less than perfect. Tunnel is above the ground at some stage. I mean, that's a factual inaccuracy. Okay, look. Video game, I appreciate what you're trying to do here. However, I'm also just... Oh, goodness gracious me. Look at this. The trees are just popping into existence. Okay, that actually worked reasonably well. Okay. Yes, good. Look at that. Look at that. That's totally fine. Oh, no. Go back to where you were. Go back to where you were. This is not going to be orbital faffs around with tunnels for 3/4 of an hour. No siree. Okay, 4 million for a tunnel. As far as I'm concerned, that is a... we're overpaying for that tunnel there. You know, don't get me wrong. That's a lot of overpayment there. But you know what? You can't put a price. You can't put a price on happiness, folks. You cannot put a price on happiness, and you cannot put a price on pleasing the YouTube comments, can you? No, you can't. You absolutely can't. Right. Okay. Great. Exceptional. Wonderful. Alright, and then a chain signal goes in there as well, which is good. So we get that all set up. And so that basically just... I mean, we basically just have nothing anymore. We're basically just straight up out of cash. Also, it's worth noting, by the way, that the max speed of tunnels is actually lower than the max speed of the truss bridge, which is in itself lower than the max speed of just a regular old railway. But look, that's fine. It doesn't particularly matter, does it? Right, so then we set up some signals along the course of this route. We can put signals on this route, yes? Yes, we can. It's just a little bit funky to click them. I think we can only get signals... I think we can only get signals at the junction points, but not to really matter. There's only a couple of junction points along the route, but, you know, so we can have, like, three trains on this bridge at the same time. That seems a little bit low, and I might need to break it into more sections in order to make sure that we can get some more trains on this route. But look, for now, this is totally adequate. Very, very happy with this, and that's gonna provide a much more direct route, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, cool. Very, very cool indeed. So once the tunnel's up and running, we should be able to just get it to merge in here. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And that all goes to 1. Cool. Yeah, very, very cool indeed. I am pretty darn happy with that. What can I say? Hey, look. This is the first train that we've got utilizing this bridge. Wonderful. And it's only going 99 kilometers an hour, so, you know, we stick an experimental engine on there, travels up to 140. That's exactly what we're after. That would be really, really good. Speaking of, how are we doing? Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We're making a little bit of progress there. Speaking of progress, we're making any progress on the Palace of Soviet. Oh, we totally are. Okay, we are now going to mobilize for the vast majority of our construction phase. This is the big one. Also, why the heck is this not being built? Let's just build it. The road, that is, not the palace. Right, so 4,200 tons of concrete, 3,200 tons of gravel, 2,500 tons of asphalt, 2,300 tons of prefab panel, and a mere, what was it? A mere 231 tons of steel. So not very much steel there, but a lot of prefab panel usage, a lot of usage just in general of everything. But no bricks quite yet. Okay, it's the prefab panels which are going to be moved next. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure that we'll need to do anything about the prefab panels. I mean, the construction offices are already set to draw from the open storage here, and also some of them are set to draw from the prefab panel factory directly, which is totally fine. I'm not in fact sure that we'll have issues delivering any of the resources here. Honestly, I don't think we will. There will be traffic issues. There will be significant traffic issues, because how can there not be significant traffic issues? I mean, this is just wonderful. It's just hilarious. Right, what's up with you? You can go to Grainsky. Sure. Go back to the other end of the map. That's totally fine. Not for any particular reason, just to keep the traffic flowing, you know? Good little bit of traffic flowing around everywhere. That's what we are after. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't think that there's anything that really can be done about this. I don't think there's anything that can be done about this at all. It's hilarious, but I think that this traffic jam is going to stay here for a good long time. It's mad, though, isn't it? It's totally mad. Yeah, a lot of concrete pickup is going to happen. And, well, it rightfully should happen because we need a whole bunch of it. But that's going to happen over the course of the next wee while. Asphalt as well, that's happening too. I mean, I tell you what, everything is pretty much ready to go. I don't think we really need anything. Gravel, again, might be in a little bit of a short supply. But, you know, now that we've got our network, we should have a slightly faster delivery of gravel, which is kind of important, which is very, very nice indeed. Are we still having tailback issues? Also, This is a okay, you know what? This has now become a feature. This is a remnant of the old bridge. This probably cost in and of itself a couple of 100,000 rubles. I don't know, somebody on the committee, on the construction committee, didn't get the memo. So you know what? In order to make sure that person doesn't get sent to a gulag, we're actually going to pretend like it's a feature. It's now a monument. It's now a monument of Soviet engineering. This can be used as a place where people. This is a park. We're creating a park of Soviet. Look, it's a park. We didn't build this by mistake, comrade. We built this on purpose. Look at this. We'll get some nice fancy pads around here. Make everyone think that this was entirely a purpose-built construction. Look at that. Look at that. We got a path. Look at this. Look. It's a nice little park, comrade. It's absolutely built on purpose. We only build things on purpose. It's an infallible economic system. We only do things on purpose. No, all good, all good. Anyway, the tunnel still isn't built. This tunnel might actually take longer to build, even though I'm paying for it directly, as opposed to building it myself. If I was to build it myself, I mean, well, that would take a bloomin' long time, that's for sure. Will a third tunnel make a difference? I tell you what, I wanted to. Maybe we connect up here actually. Let me delete this track. Excuse me. Yes, delete that track, and then run these 3 tracks parallel. Run these 3 tracks parallel, and then connect in here. There we go. Put that in there, and then put that in there too. Excellent. So that should split from that chain signal right there, and it should all work out. We'll see if it actually does. I don't know if it will, but it should be fine. How's our route back going? I mean, it leaves a little to be desired because it's a little bit slow. Maybe we get a second bridge. No, I think that might be a step too far. I think honestly, if we need to, we can split some of these sections into 2. If that needs to be done, then it will totally be done. But it's not really super essential at this moment in time. Are we producing steel? We are producing steel. We're producing a heck of a lot of steel. However, because we've moved all of the steel back to here, i.e. we've moved it all back from the storage area, there's probably a little bit of an oversupply of steel, to be brutally honest. But I think I'm okay with that. We got a couple of Mazes that are built. That's pretty good. We're going to utilize them, no doubt, at some point in the future. Yeah, but steel production is going good. Steel production is the only thing that I really rate as a problem here. We're probably going to start to get a whole bunch of resources delivered to the palace in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of resources actually arriving on site. We got a lot of resources arriving on site. And we got trucks of steel arriving as well, which is good because there seemed to be an issue with steel for some obscure reason, but that's all sorting itself. Wonderful. Okay, that's great. That's great. How are we doing in terms of gravel? Everything requires gravel. That's what kind of blows my mind. Literally everything requires gravel. Unload. I'm going to say wait until unloaded. I know, controversial. We've had difficulties with that before, but yeah, we'll try again. Is there any way that we can maybe increase our gravel storage? Like maybe, you know, stick down a stick down another gravel aggregate storing thing? I mean, I don't really think there is. Not really in this space. This is a really interesting design. I really like Industry Grad, actually. Like, it's turned out to be a difficult design to fully optimize, but I think we managed, truth be told, with all of the little conveyors and whatnot. The modded conveyors definitely made it possible, but I mean, it worked, right? I mean, this is a pretty good system, pretty good setup. I like it. It's carried us throughout this time. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all of the obscene number of trucks. Let's whap that in double speed so we'll see exactly what the heck happens. Also, do we still have cranes on site? We do still have cranes on site. The tower cranes aren't really the best for this construction. It would be better if we had the sorry, did I say tower cranes? I meant the tower cranes would be better for this construction. The road cranes are slightly worse. But I really don't think it matters that much, to be honest. I don't think it matters at all. I'm actually surprised that the traffic situation isn't worse. Like, the traffic situation seems to be not altogether terrible. Yeah, like, it's literally fine. It's literally fine. There, you know, there's a little bit of congestion, but nothing too major. And it's worth pointing out that, you know, throughout the entirety of modern episodes, have we ever once really had to worry about power? I don't think we have. I mean, yeah, you don't really have any employees there, but I mean, that's just export power. The power that we've been producing at the twin nuclear reactor, we've never worried about power. We've never worried about power really in the last, what, 10 episodes, which is actually quite good. It's very impressive. Really rather nice. Really rather nice. Speaking of nuclear power, let's just have a little look-see. What the heck is going on with our nuclear waste? So we've got quite a lot of nuclear waste. 28 tons in there and 7.4 tons or 7.6 tons over there, I should say. So, you know, a decent amount of nuclear waste. Do I want to export it or do I just want to leave it there? Probably still just want to leave it there. There's no real rationale for doing anything else with it. Let's move the Fruda over here. That's cool. Let's have a quick little look at Kobe as well to see what the situation is here. We're still loading. We are still loading the Pride up. That is an immense task, an absolutely immense task, and we still have fuel waiting to be loaded. I honestly feel like maybe I should just export this because, tell you what, after you've done exporting, go export at the borders, eh? That's a good idea. No. Yeah, I said, okay, just keep, okay. All right, video game. You do you. I changed your orders, but that doesn't mean that you leave your current port. Whatever the case, that's fine. Right, what's going on here? What do you need? You need resources? Oh, yes, it's because we just capped the number of people that are able to build plastics. We capped it pretty darn heavily, actually. Okay, I'm going to release that a little bit so we can maybe turn some more chemicals into plastics. We just need more people working in chemical production, to be honest. But yeah, this has had a fairly big effect. A fairly big effect. Also, these trucks I no longer care about. In fact, all of these trucks are going to get sold. So these trucks, you'll recall, are all of the trucks that just literally drive between Potatograd and the chemical pickup. And the reason that they're no longer important is because we've got all of our plastic transportation handled via distribution offices and boats. And handling via distribution offices and boats is a much better way of handling it as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it works a heck of a lot better. So I'm just going to quickly get all of these sold. I mean, I could delete all stops, but would that really solve any of our problems? I don't think so. I know that I'm, you know, getting rid of a whole bunch of trucks here, but I don't really think that it matters. I mean, we've got so much money, we've got so much cash generation potential that if I need to buy trucks back, I can. Also, these trucks are slightly suboptimal to use, and so it's kind of better for us to use the Maz trucks whenever we can. So whenever we're like replacing a covered hull truck, we should always try and do it with a Maz land train thing, just because it's better, right? Cool. All right, so that is absolutely everyone that's got this this line set up. So now all of our transport should be to should be to the dock storage. Should be the dock storage over here. And then it should be moved onwards. We've got 32 tons of plastic, 114 tons of chemicals. That's a pretty darn good amount, if you ask me. Pretty happy with that. And yeah, we, truth be told, should probably just unlock more of our potential. What? How have I managed to build an oil refinery? How have I managed to build an oil refinery in like 2 minutes? Folks, this has been like half an episode. I did not think that this would be built as quickly as it was. We literally just need 1.5 tons of mechanical components, and then holy cow, we're done. Wowzers. Wowzers. That's kind of incredible. That is kind of incredible. And yet we still can't get the prefab panels needed to finish the construction of these flats. Right. Well, you know what? Video game, today is your lucky day. Today is your lucky day. I'm gonna finish all the stuff off. The reason that this is a bit of a bummer, a bit of a problem, a bit of an issue, is because our Frida is currently not optimized to pick up wherever the heck it is somewhere. It's not optimized to pick up prefab panels. So you know what? We just built a Frida. Let's get you to go here. Let's get you to load 100% of prefab panels. Right? Literally do that. And then go to here and unload 100% of prefab panels. Oops. Go to here. Unload 100% of anything. Wait until unloaded. Yeah. Cool. That's literally all I want you to do. And that will eventually fix itself, I think. Which is kind of nice. Also, we should really sort out the road network over here. Like, it deserves some love. And it's not getting any love. What is this? Last chance to buy a tram. Okay, don't care about that. Right, so we're able to make plastics at somewhat more of a decent rate. Still not overly fast. I mean, consumption at maximum production of this is 5 tons. We've limited to it about... Sorry, it's 10 tons. We've limited it to about 5 tons of chemical usage per day. But we're probably consuming pretty much all of the chemicals that we're actually making at ChemGrad. We're currently sticking them probably all into plastic production. So for that reason, I think I'm going to release the cap on people working at both of the chemical plants. Now that's not going to be a problem that solves itself, because the problem is that we just don't have enough people working in this area. However, if we get it uncapped, then we can maybe just get a few more people. Oh my goodness, we've actually built an oil refinery. Can you believe that? Can you legitimately believe that? That's kind of bonkers. And by kind of bonkers, I mean that is ridiculously bonkers. Do we have enough people? Do we have enough people to work here? We do. How many people do you take? 375? We need another train. We need another train on this line. Which is somewhat of a problem, because straight up, I didn't think that we'd ever need to buy another train for this line. Either that or we speed it up. We try and get a faster train. You know what? No, I think we just get another train. 110 passengers, 125. Give me 3. We're literally at full capacity. We're literally at full capacity on every single train that we're running. Okay, good. So let's get you introduced. Excellent. Cool. I mean, I'm remarkably happy with that. It's going to slow things down momentarily, but that's fine. Yeah, and this other train should help make all the difference. There we go. But we don't really want to get to a point where the trains can't travel anywhere because the network is a little bit overloaded. Beginning to feel like that might be where we're arriving. The network does look a little bit busy. In saying that, however, does seem to work. Does seem to work. It looks not too bad. Looks not too bad at all. Yeah, you know what? There we go. I guess we can endure that. I guess we can endure that suboptimal scenario. Right. We should be able to immediately start work on this. Why are we not doing this? We got oil, we don't have fuel, we don't have workers. It's because they need to be added to here. That's right. Okay, let's split evenly across both of the refineries. truth be told, I kind of just want to say... maybe we just, like, delete all of these connections and just let the game determine what's best. Also, are we finally going to start drawing down on their amount of oil? Wow, we totally are. We're actually legitimately going to start drawing down on the oil that we have in storage, which is pretty incredible. And a bit of a sign that maybe I should devote more people to working in chemical production than in other places, because otherwise we're gonna have problems. I mean, look, chemical production is the one thing that is remarkably lacking after all this time. Remarkably lacking. This needs to get turned into a bridge. This needs to get turned into a bridge. And that will sort us right out. We're still exporting bitumen as fast as we possibly can. This train is literally only exporting bitumen. So that's kind of cool. All right, pause that there. Let's get this quickly turned into a bridge. I have no idea why I'm focusing on this area specifically, because, I mean, let's be real. This area is actually one of the most complete and kind of just works. That's all connected up back there, so that's fine. Yeah, let's just get a bridge. Let's just get a bridge. Angle is too steep. Crossing not allowed. Angle of connections too sharp. You're very pernickety. You're very pernickety with bridges, aren't you, video game? Okay, that's allowed. And that's allowed too. That's allowed too. Oh, very, very nice. Exceptional. Right, let's also get this upgraded to proper, not terrible road. There we go. Wonderful. Look, I mean, Kobe has put up with a lot. Kobe has put up with a heck of a lot over the course of this playthrough. Maybe it's time that I actually just gravelify this road, make it not look terrible, and we fix it up a little bit. Right, this road can be destroyed. It's super unnecessary. This road as well needs to be bridged because this is a very, very busy bit of track. Yeah, also, I think I'm just going to remove this connection so that we can allow trains to cross over here. Yeah, and then just replace that. Cool. Just so that we've got a consistent way of doing things. Yeah. Cool. Very, very cool. I will say the one reason to go to electric is that it means that our trains won't have to refuel ever, which is quite a nice benefit. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know how I'm possibly going to go about replacing this road, make a bridge. I'll tell you what, it's probably just easier if I make a parallel bridge here across the railway line. Yep, something like that. Something like that. Literally that simple. Literally that simple. We get that set up. We get that set up. And we can't delete because at the moment it's busy, but that's fine. Yeah, it looks like a really, really weird bridge, but I'm kind of okay with that. Very okay with a weird looking bridge. Okay, there's a fire. We'll address that in just a second. Do you want to... Hey, lovely. Good stuff. Very, very comfortable with that. You should be able to find your route. I have no doubt about it. And look at that. That's pretty darn optimal, if I do indeed say so myself. So now we've got no delays over there. Kobe, yeah, Kobe's actually looking like a proper place to live now. It says that nobody lives here. We still have 488 people who are living with their parents. So when that gets fixed, that's going to be great. Let's get this all upgraded. So we'll get some proper roads down here to solidify the connections to everywhere. So we should have no issues allowing people to walk to where they need to walk to. And that just means more people waiting at the station, which is kind of exactly what we want. We want as many people working at the chemical plants as we can possibly get. Yeah. Also, speaking of the chemical plants, let me very, very briefly get a little bit of upgraded path over here. Yeah, so we'll get all that set up so people can now walk slightly quicker to get to work. They can walk slightly quicker to get to work. That's That deserved a new sentence. That definitely deserved a new sentence. Right, we're not done with Kobe. We're not done with Kobe by a long shot. Oh, that fire. Thank goodness. Thank goodness it wasn't that important. We're not done with Kobe by a long shot, but, you know, that's something to note. We've now got a good situation going there, so pretty happy with that. This stockpile area is looking very, very good, in fact. Very, very good. We haven't had to draw down on any of our stockpile of resources, really. Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on here? Why have we got a traffic jam? This must be the longest traffic jam. This must be the longest traffic jam. Look at how far back it goes. I refuse to believe that this is not the longest traffic jam that we've ever created. And it's all because people are trying to get to the Palace of Soviet. But I kind of love it. I kind of love it. I mean, is there a way that I could, like, one-wayify, like, a road here? Maybe fix things up? I feel like this area here. Okay, bear with me a second, folks. Bear with me. I think I might be able to fix this. That's right. Potato and traffic management, not usually two things that you hear together in the same sentence. But let me try and implement a one-way road over here. Right? So that should theoretically mean more capacity. Right? No, not really. Try that over there. Okay, it's going to take a little while for the game to update the paths and whatnot, but yeah, basically I want to prioritize traffic coming from this area. Because at the moment, it doesn't seem to want to do that. Yeah, you just did an illegal move there, my dude, but that's because you haven't updated your paths yet. That's fine. Okay. Also, maybe one-wayify this. Another fire. The fun never stops. The fun never stops in Potatograd. Right, that's one way. Cool. Medium distribution office in Bridgegrad. It is covered by a fire station, however, isn't it? It is indeed covered by a fire station. Will that fire station have any employees? That's the real question. It doesn't actually have any employees, presumably because we ain't got we don't get any workers out there. Ah, hold up. We got fire trucks coming from over here, which also has no firefighters. Where's our train of people? Where's our train of people? Oh, it's literally on the way back. Only with 87 workers, though. I mean, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. This train does go really, really flippin' fast. Relative to the really, really slow speed of everything else. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty sure we're going to be totally fine. We got 3 active vehicles. I think that this train is going to arrive at the station over here in plenty of time. Yeah. Totally not worried. Totally not worried. Never worried. Not even for a second. Who was worried? You were worried. I wasn't worried. No. You all just decided not to work at the... You all just decided not to work at the fire... Okay, well, yeah, you couldn't make it up, frankly. You couldn't make it up. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna have to take remedial action. Somebody's gonna have to be punished for that, I'm afraid. It's a darn shame. Right. That really irritates me. Right. Go work at the fire station, okay? Go work at the fire station. I'm sorry that it has to be done. There we go. Firefighters, work at the fire station, please. Oh, we're so close to putting the fire out. A few more firefighters. There we go. We started putting the fire out. Thank goodness gracious me. Thank goodness gracious me. That was altogether too close for something which should have just worked. It should have just worked. And that's what irritates me. It should have just worked. This is a well and truly on fire medium distribution office, that's for sure. Either way, we sorted it out. Thank goodness, eh? Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Right, how are the traffic problems? They are still looking about as bad as they were. However, it does look like there's been a little bit of a reprioritization for industry traffic coming for the palace. So that's quite good, actually. Yep, very, very happy with that. Yeah, you know, I don't think this is altogether too terrible. Tell you what I should do. I should just connect up. I should just connect up this road over here. Too steep of a descent. Not ambitious enough, video game. Right. Yes. Building is in the way. I appreciate the fact that there may be a building in the way. But apparently you don't. Fine. What I'm thinking is we just try and connect this up here directly. You know, so we just completely bypass this really rather busy section of road. Right. Yeah. So do that. Try again. Okay. I really wanted to do this without destroying. Really wanted to do this without destroying that flippin' power pylon. And he's done it. He's done it. He's done it. Okay. So, is that going to rectify the problem somewhat? You know what? Let's also one-wayify this road. Everyone always knows, by the way, that if you have traffic problems, the best way, 100% definitely, is to introduce more complex traffic directional simulations. It's absolutely not sarcastic, that. Okay. So now, hopefully, this is going to work a little bit better. Yeah, you know what? I'm reasonably happy with this. Still a ridiculously long traffic jam. How are we doing prefab panel-wise? Actually, not bad. Our prefab panel production seems to be holding up. We don't have any workers, presumably because nobody's been able to get the work because of. Oh no, that's pretty important. Pretty important structure. We got firefighters. We got firefighters. Wonderful. Yeah, so as I was saying, nobody's able to get to work at the prefab plant because they're all delivered by buses, and the buses can't get through the ridiculous traffic jams at the moment. So, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a big old shame. Okay, it looks like traffic's moving a little bit more consistently now. That's great. That's really good. Have I just created, like, another problem? I may have just created another problem. Also, this 90-degree turn is pretty abysmal. Can we just link that up right there? Yeah, let's link that up right there. Okay. I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty critical. I'm pretty critical of the situation. However, we've already got 962 tons of prefab panels on there. We just need a little bit more concrete, and that's fine. That's actually totally okay. I hate to break it to you, though, folks. I think this is. I don't want to say that this is going to be the new standard for the next wee while. However, I think this will probably end up being the new standard. I tell you what, maybe we start implementing the brand new highway system. I think we kind of do. I think we just make this like a one-way road, just all the way down. I think that's a really, really interesting idea. We'd obviously have to get another road to take everyone back, but I don't think that that's altogether too out of the question. Yeah, okay. Let's try and do this. This is definitely one of the most questionable things that I can probably do in this circumstance. However, is it the right thing to do? Unknown. Unknown. Totally unknown. I need to ideally just run like a... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. This is a bit yikesy, but I think it's for the best. Okay, so ditch that, ditch that, ditch that, ditch that, ditch that, ditch that, ditch that. Okay, so that frees up a little bit of space here. We're gonna stick in another road, which is basically just gonna run straight. straight next to the existing route that we've got. This is going to get flattened out. Don't build it using rubles. This can actually be mostly done with our own trucks. Sides are too steep. That is such a defeatist attitude, video game. See, there we go. I knew you had it in you. I knew you had it in you this whole darn time. You just needed to believe. Okay, so that is in there. That is in there. Keep it coming. And then cross over like so. So, let's build that. Let's get that built. Go back to auto building. And put that in there. And then we create a one-way route down here. Yeah. And then a one-way route back all the way along over here. So that effectively doubles up our capacity. It does mean that we don't have perfect crossover. Initially, I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to put this as the one-way route going in that direction. This is the one-way route that's coming the other direction. However, I want to prioritize, as I say, this traffic coming into the one-way route here. Yeah, we'll see if this works. We'll see if this is an appropriate solution. If it's not, you know, we don't have to necessarily stick with it. However, I think it's probably fine for now. Yeah. The one thing that I dislike is the fact that these trucks are merging on at a 90-degree angle, which is slowing them down a lot. Yeah. Which ain't super good, but I think, you know, I think it might work. I think it might work a little bit faster. Certainly looks kind of cool. Certainly looks very, very cool indeed. But again, the merging is the problem. The merging into one single lane is always going to be an issue. When you come from a multi-lane road into a single-lane road and you don't have the capacity there, then there's a problem. Open storage in Kobe's on fire. I'm just going to assume that it's going to be fine. It's maybe a very, very terrible assumption, but that's fine. Building is without a power supply. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a close one, wasn't it, folks? Goodness gracious me. You almost all started going wild in the comments because, whoa, Orbital Potato has forgotten yet another power cable. There we go. There we go. Actually, reasonably easy to reconnect. Actually, reasonably easy to reconnect. Okay. Cool. And cool. There we go. Get all that set up. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I was wondering, why was there a lull in our traffic? The reason that there was a lull in our traffic is because trucks couldn't fill up and they couldn't join the big old traffic queue. Truly, this is remarkable. This is absolutely remarkable. It's a crazy, crazy situation, isn't it? Where the vast majority of our city is just completely gridlocked. Completely gridlocked. Each and every gas station, by the way, is totally out of gas. Totally out of gas. 100% out of gas. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers, and I kind of love it. I kind of love it. It's the most glorious chaos, and it is genuinely the longest traffic jam that I've ever seen. That's kind of incredible. I tell you what, though, the palace is looking pretty darn good. I mean, construction is actually happening. It is actually happening. Like, we're delivering concrete. We do need more concrete. We need basically double the amount of concrete that we need for... We need double the amount of concrete in comparison to every other resource. So there's a lot of resources that are going into here. I mean, it might have even been straight up, in order to build a building of that magnitude, it might be worth building flats prefab potato grad. What do we got? Fine. It might even have been worth building like a bespoke concrete plant, like out here somewhere, so that the distance is shorter in order to deliver the concrete resource to the palace. In saying that, however, I mean, that would just be defeatist. That would be totally defeatist. All right, the bridge seems to be looking good. The tunnel's probably finished construction now. I haven't really kept up with the tunnel, but that's totally fine. There's still rather a lot of capacity. There's a lot of capacity issues on this line. A lot of capacity issues on this line. Do you know how we can fix half of this problem? We can fix half of this problem by creating a bespoke route between this little end over here and this area over here. Yeah, so just merge in, merging in like so. Yep, just like that. So that will in itself create somewhat fewer problems. There we go. So now trains can go directly to here, which is kind of nice. Very, very nice indeed. So any of the food trains that are refueling won't even join the main tracks, and therefore that'll help decrease demand just a little bit. You got iron ore, and the fact that that's deeply irritating how that happens, actually. Deeply irritating how that happens. Just decided to go for a quick little refuel to Novoya Ironski diesel station. But that's fine, I guess. It's okay. Okay. That in there. That in there. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, we definitely need more train lines here. Because I think now we've got the capacity, we've got the appropriate amount of capacity over in the tunnel area, in the bridge area. We got the capacity pretty down there. However, we need to start thinking about like bespoke tracks. So I'm pretty certain that we should be having Novoya Ironski and also Kolgrad just like on a bespoke track themselves. I mean, I know they've got a bespoke track for round the mountain basically, because these are the trains that can't go through the tunnel because they need to take the off-ramp here. So, I mean, thinking about it, it would probably make sense if they had a bespoke line just there and back. But that, of course, introduces a whole bunch of other problems and further complications, which is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, because at the moment this is just not optimal. Yeah, you can get straight through here. That's good. Tell you what. Remove that signal, remove that signal, remove that signal. There we go. Now I just want to test for if there's somebody in the tunnel, then we'll just let them straight through rather than having people queue up. I think this is a slightly better way of doing it. So where are you going? You're going to just unload at the steel mill directly. There's another fire. It's at a kindergarten. That's fine. We can put that out with relative ease. Okay, cool. Chemical production is probably in a pretty good place right now, actually. You'd think. You'd think it would be. And yet, here we are. Here we are. Do we have prefab panels arriving over here yet? I don't think we do have prefab panels arriving from Shipsky yet. We got 139 tons of prefab panels. Presumably because the Maz trucks that are trying to deliver prefab panels were stuck in traffic the last 15 years. Sounds like an exaggeration. Honestly, might not be. Oh, where'd all our traffic go? Where the heck did all of our traffic go? I guess it's all moved over here. Cool. To be honest, we've delivered all of the prefab panels. We've delivered all of the steel. So I guess that cuts down on a significant number of trucks. I mean, either way, it's actually working. It's actually working really, really well. Right. The issue is that it seems to be trucks leaving the site. I think that we can store an effectively unlimited number of trucks on the site, but it's just leaving the site that is the problem. Okay. First of all, upgrade that. Set that to a one-way road. Don't know how we get trucks up here. I guess they have to skirt around this way. It's fine. And that road can't be one-wayified. Cool. Yeah, this road also should be one-way here. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Let's see if this makes any difference. You never know. Also, we're straight up out of wood. Now, that's a real problem. That is a real problem. We're getting some workers. From where? I don't actually know. Oh, no, that we are getting some workers. We totally are getting workers. Alright, wonderful. And do we have workers here? No, we need workers to fell trees. There we go. Look at that. We're making some boards. We're making some boards. Do we have any trucks that are... that are doing some loading and unloading? Yeah, we do. We totally do. And yet we're just out of boards completely over here. I say we're out of boards. We've moved them all to the storage area. That's the primary problem. Yeah, well, this looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit better than it did, I guess. I mean, this was always going to be it. This was always going to be an issue. We were always going to be scrambling around for flipping vehicle space on the roads. But you know what? If it looks good and it works, then that's fine. As long as it's getting built, I don't really care. I don't really care at all. We are maxing out our steel production. Steel production is in a very, very good place right now. Have we built our first Kestrel yet? No, we have not built our first Kestrel. However, we're pretty darn close to building our Kestrel. We should also probably get some jet trains, because that's going to be really, really cool when we get that up and running. Bridge is operating as it should be. Tracks around here are working as they should be. That's great. That is really, really good. I mean, this is looking very, very positive indeed. This is looking very, very positive. The only thing that concerns me, as I've already highlighted to you, is the bespoke iron lines and the bespoke coal lines, because that is, I don't want to say that's needed what's to take us to the next level, but it kind of is, because there's always this idea, this reoccurring idea of a great conveyor belt, and I really like the idea of a conveyor belt if it wasn't so lame, because it would just the resource is transported near instantly, and this is a fairly substantial distance to cover, you know, in real life. And I feel like transporting it via trains is the way that it would be done. And so, you know, we need to stay true to reality somewhat, or at least I think that's slightly more enjoyable. Yeah, concrete is being delivered most slowly, but that's fine. What else do we need? A bunch of gravel, literally like one load of prefab panels or 2 loads of prefab panels. A little bit of asphalt. Yeah, you know, we're going to be totally fine with this. We're going to be totally, totally fine. That's looking real good. We've mobilized the vast majority of our dumper trucks. In fact, I think every single dumper truck has been moved, or is involved in the movement of resources somewhat. Yeah, well, you know what? It kind of worked. The whole one-way setup. Can't really complain about it, if indeed it worked, which it totally did. Yeah, as I say, we're going to finish up with the Kestrel soon. We're currently unloading fuel into the large oil storage. That's going to take about 15 years to do, because of course it will, but that's fine. That's totally fine. We're also refueling as much as we possibly can to all of the different gas stations. They all need a whole bunch of work. The prefab panels, I suspect, probably being delivered right now. Yep, they are being delivered right now. That's cool. Kobe's looking very, very good. I mean, everything is looking good. Everything is looking good with the exception of the palace, which needs a little bit more work, and then we're going to get there. And you are missing power, presumably because this... What? Buildings without a power supply? Are we having power supply issues? Why the heck are we having power supply issues? What the heck? That's a really, really strange one. Buildings without a power supply. I mean, it's got a power supply. Hold up. Oh. This is probably savable, yeah. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Let me just... Here we go. Okay. High voltage switch. That looks like it's been fixed. I mean, all of this power is coming from the secondary reactor. So it's just a case of making sure that we've got enough workers here. I'll import a couple more immigrants. Or I could have just moved people from Potatograd, but that doesn't particularly matter. See if we can get a couple more workers working in the plant. Yeah. I don't know. Don't know about that. Don't know why that was causing an issue. It absolutely shouldn't be. We should be totally fine when it comes to when it comes to nuclear power production. 100%. Yeah, so it's literally just concrete that is the limiting factor of our construction of the palace, which is kind of nice because look at that, we're already a third of the way through construction. The fact that we've got like 600 workers just working on this like 100% of the time is pretty darn brilliant. Right, well, I think in the next episode we got to make a slight modification to the train route in order to ensure that we just get that working slightly more smoothly. Another building is on fire. Wowzers. You couldn't make this up. You couldn't make this up. There's always a building on fire. There's always a building on fire somewhere in my glorious republic. Right, cool. Well, that was a great episode, actually. Really, really, really productive. We ended up creating probably the jankiest, most incredible looking bridge that you've ever darn seen. And honestly, I flippin' love it. Look at that thing. Just look at that thing. That is absolutely wonderful. I like it. I like it a heck of a lot. Thank you very much for watching, folks. It's been an absolute pleasure to play Workers and Resources Soviet Republic for you today. Thanks to all of the fantastic Open Potato Incorporated Patreon supporters. That's right. There's a whole bunch of you. There's a whole bunch of you signing up over on Patreon, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the Patreon exclusive series because I'm having an absolute joy recording it. Also, thanks to Banana Nanana and C Senpai for being the two $25 plus tier patrons. What? You said a code word? That's right. You need to watch right up until the last second in order to get it. That's right. It's Janky Bridge. Janky Bridge is the code word today. Bash that in the comments. Let me know that you watched the entirety of the video. Ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.